deck either. What a tilt. Well, this hand seems fine. We need sleeves and Blinding Ire. I think Blinding Ire is actually one of the best positioned cards in the current format, and I forgot to put them in the deck. You want more cereal? Thank you for waiting patiently. Enjoy, tiny child. Alright, so we hit an ice. I don't actually know what threshold, what resource or non-resource I want from this ice just yet, so I'm gonna wait on it. This is kind of Gootless Goot, right? This is like Troopless Goot, kind of, I guess is the way to say it. Because, like, the only payoff for playing Goot is, the payoff for playing Goot is, like, Twilight Archon, right? Basically, so we're basically playing, like, more of a control deck. What's the cereal? We are currently eating, I'm gonna cut to my... The children are currently enjoying, Quaker Oatmeal Squares. This stream is in no way sponsored or endorsed by Quaker Oatmeal Squares, but Quaker, if you're out there, it could be. Gotta get my plug game on point. Gotta up those sponsorship ratings. Okay, so this is actually kind of interesting. The fact that my opponent has played this Killblade actually gives us a piece of valuable information. Okay, never mind. Weird. I was gonna say this tells us they're probably a Crusader deck, but they've played multiple of them, so I don't know what to think anymore. Which does bring back, it brings back Hailstorm, though, which is kind of nice. Honestly, I think the reason you don't want something like Wish is because, like, putting double diamond cards in a deck like this is a little ambitious, I think. No, I think with Tizozo, it probably isn't a Crusader deck. Probably what Tomagather said. It's probably some type of brew. And grab a non-resource here. Twilight Eclipse, sign me up. Play this out, snag their Tizozo. I don't necessarily need to guarantee a non-resource next turn because I know I'm playing this Twilight Eclipse anyways. There's merit to holding my ice in this deck because I have Hailstorm in the deck. That's actually kind of scary. Yeah, I probably need to Herofall as opposed to Twilight Eclipse next turn, right? I think I just have to get rid of this. We're actually kind of under the gun here, right? I probably need to see more Massacre or something next turn. We're taking 4 and then 5. So I guess if they don't add any more pressure to the table, we're not just dead here, but we're not in a good spot. Maybe I should have played the ice last turn to guarantee a non-resource. So now we're dead on board. Yeah, prompt turns Eddie Jake into something reasonable. So hopefully we find a piece of removal here. Massacre would just be like the nuts, right? From the Ashes also works since we're at 6. Xentoth's Malice gives us a redraw. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner, ladies and gentlemen. Back with this Dreadling. Let me tell you about cards that I think are reasonable right now. That one. That one seems Dece plus. Now I'm going to go ahead and Fate Weave a non-resource to the top of my deck here. They've got like a 1-turn window here to get pressure on the table. This Twilight Eclipse is going to very quickly take over the game. One thing that's really sweet about a deck like this that I'm playing right now too is that decks like this, they get to... The fact that we don't have any troops in our deck outside of Hailhawks means we basically blank a bunch of the removal that people are playing game ones. I think I'd rather draw a card than get a Twilight Eclipse going sooner. Sweet. Sweet. Well, Massacre in the board of Kaigu. It might be okay. I think you'd rather just have a bunch of miseries, honestly. So one of the reasons I really like Massacre is it's not a strictly worse extinction, right? It's actually just different. I should have attacked. Details. I was just so excited. I was just so excited to draw another card. We are actually almost card for card. Yeah, it's I'm gonna make sure it's public on my decks page now. This is very close to a deck we started with at the beginning of the season, and we're revisiting it now. If you want a text copy of the deck list that is now available on my page. This deck's actually cheaper to build than Mono Blood too, right? Because there's no brides in this deck. Steal intel targeting my Blood's favor, sure. If they go to draw cards with this, I'm gonna put some eggs into their deck. If they're probably drawing cards, I'm gonna put eggs in their deck. Get some egg on your face. Dread Banner's always been 3. It's 5 charges, it's always been a 3 cost. Yeah, I didn't say the deck was cheap, Matt, I said cheaper. The deck's like 120 bucks. According to my thing. Ooh. Ooh. You want some squawktrins? Look at all these squawks. Squawk, squawk, baby. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Squawk, squawk, baby. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Squawk, squawk, baby. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. This deck can never be tier 1. It's like Goot. It can never be tier 1. People that really want to beat you are going to beat you every time because you can't beat Scouring Light, and you probably can't beat Grove Warden. No blocks. I would like to sacrifice this Hailhawk. What if I were to tell you my guidance makes 2 hawks, and then we hero follow your dark card? How many dark cards you got? Oh no, it gave them an untapped thing. What a tilt. I feel like that guidance was above average. Oh no! My guidance could have drawn more cards! Okay, they're dead to our Twilight Eclipse next turn. Emporix with the brand new Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The opponent's just playing like mono blood cards I like. They're gonna die to my Twilight Eclipse here in half a second. Trigger. Alright, what are we doing? You've got like Tizozos and am I supposed to have From the Ashes in my deck? I don't actually know. I do this to board out one of these. What sleeve do I want is the real question. I'm gonna have to reapply this here in a second. This feels like a Dingler sleeve. I love your Magic content, and you were talking about playing Sneak and Show, so you deserve the sub. Thank you, I appreciate it. Select the battle board too, just go full casual. Feels like a castle battle board deck. Yeah, I feel like this deck, it attacks the format from a really sweet angle. I feel like putting the Dingler sleeve on our deck, like, sends the message to our opponent you're about to get got. It seems fine. Get a piece of removal and some other cards we care about. I mean, like, I almost exclusively use the animated sleeves, so, like, animated sleeves don't come out of those things, right? Withering Gaze is a little annoying. We have a non-resource to the top of the deck here. No more peasant sleeves. So something that's sweet too here, that sometimes people forget, this Zorath Rectory, when you play it on 2, if you have a diamond, the Rectory itself Fate Weaves also here. Non-resource on top, and now we can pay 3 to make a 1/1 Dreadling and Fate Weave, which is a combo with Hailstorm, in case people are wondering. Crackling Torment. Look at my hand. They get to take a card and then gain a charge. Deal. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. So getting this Malice down is pretty huge because my opponent's playing Mono Blood, so they don't have a way to interact with it. And that means once we get our banner champion going, they're just going to draw 2 cards and gain 2 life return. We get to Decree of Banishing this Dorko. We get to Guidance to guarantee our... I already hit our Shard to guarantee. Sweet. Yeah, I'm just going to play this out, and then I'm going to Malice and put 4 eggs in their deck. It's just slow and clunky hack and slay. Draw 2 cards, lose 2 life here. Maybe find a way to kill this. Perfect. I'm gonna Dread Banner here. It's also draw an extra card every turn. So long, Guidance. That's fine. We're gonna soon replace you. And this is a good example of, like, my opponent had a lot of disruption this game, but they didn't actually apply pressure. And, like, my deck is, like, it's a pseudo combo deck, right? Like, I should play this Decree of Banishing first and eat your guy. So, like, if they're not actually breaking up my engine, like, the disruption is pretty meaningless. Rectory plus Malice is also technically a combo if we have infinite resources. This deck, with these 2 cards out, you could spend all the resources you have every single... Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby, a triple. The Twilight Eclipse. Man, people are going to start shoving Scouring Lights in their board after seeing this kind of stuff, aren't they? Oh, yeah, Bride of the Damned. This card costs like 1/4 the cost of our deck. How can we ever win? Already way ahead of you. This... God bless you, Lasgar's Vengeance Band. God bless you, Lasgar's Vengeance Band. This deck's great. All these decks are great. Furryco, this, just like... we played the Reanimator deck yesterday, like, dealer's choice, really. Yeah, Blood's Favor, draw some cards, sure. Attack with this Dorko, gain 2 life, draw another card, put this Twilight Eclipse into play. That's gonna like slam the door really quickly here. Shard, please. Ding. Just like casually add my 7th constant to the table. Go. So basically what we're playing is a 2 shard control deck that's built around using constants to generate card advantage. And there's two powerful things, actually like 3 powerful things this deck is doing. The first is that our champion creates a Dread banner, which creates a 1/1 spider every turn. And this Xentoth Malice lets us sacrifice that spider to draw an extra card and gain 2 life. So basically, we're drawing 2 cards and gaining 2 life every turn. And Twilight Eclipse is a payoff for all of our constants. This says at the start of our turn, it deals 1 damage to our opponent for every constant we have in play, and then we gain that much life because this has life drain. So like my opponent's just going to take a good clean 7 ball here at the start of my turn. I'm going to sacrifice this to draw a card. Sure. Fate Weave a non-resource to the top of my deck. And then I don't really have anything better to do here, so I'm going to go ahead and play this, activate this to put a spider into play. Fate Weave another resource to the top of my deck. It's so sad our opponent's gonna die to this Twilight Eclipse before we even get to Hailstorm. The only thing I'm not sure of in this deck is the hail. Oh no! They made us discard our entire hand. How will we ever win the game now? Rats! We'll have to try and figure out how to win the game some other way rather than all those cards in our hand. Oh wait, they're dead on board. Trigger. Go to 1. Play Hailstorm. Alright, sleeves, Blinding Ires. Sleeves, Blinding Ire. Select sleeve. Let's get a Dingler up in here. Where's my Dingler at? Oh, I have a bronze Dingler. Hey! Jacob! God, children. Do we use the bronze Dingler sleeve? Is this like the troll? Is this the troll, right? Do we just like troll with the bronze Dingler sleeve? I think it's 10 out of 10, the bronze Dingler sleeve here. In the canyon barren wasteland? Oh, yeah. Guys, it's okay. You can play next to each other, I promise. It's basically like an echo chamber of screaming. Like one screams at the other and then the other one screams back. SN seems great. It's a little full of slow shards. The Constance Mirror. The Constance Mirror here. With 12 slow shards in our deck, we're gonna have a lot of hands like this, or just like the double slow openers. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna lead on this here. And this lets us Herofall next turn potentially, but I'm probably gonna Hailstorm next turn, so that way we can go Blood Ice Zorath's Rectory on 4 and get 2 Hawks. Of course we have 8 ice in our deck. Wait. Yeah, there's 8 ice. 8 ice. Confirmed 8 ice. I'll be right back. I'm gonna separate them. Sorry. Sorry about the delay. Alright. God bless mute buttons, right? So Daybreak Diviner here. We're actually gonna have a pretty good start, right? We're gonna get to... I guess the question becomes, do I want to start generating Hawks with this, or I just want to draw a couple extra cards with this? I'm gonna get to generate a Hawk regardless. Yeah, I'm just gonna draw a couple of cards here, get a little bit more information. Another Hailstorm, that sounds good. I'm gonna Fate Weave a resource to the top of my deck here so I can hit my Champion Power next turn. Snap trading here. Trade your guy for the 2/2 by resource made. Yeah, if we hit a non-slow shard, we can go Hailstorm into Rectory. Actually, if we hit a slow shard, we can go Hailstorm into Ice, probably. Also great. And, like, Hailstorm is good against aggro and control, right? Declan's watching this show, and you hurt Declan, so we're watching Declan's choice of show right now. You shouldn't have hurt Declan. Do you want more cereal? You want more cereal? Ding. And then again, we basically just want to like hit a bunch of resources this game at this point because these hailstorms are going to go insane with this Rectory. So next turn we're going to make 4 more birds. It's all right. How many Twilight Archons you got? This is game 1, right? They have main deck Blinding Ire? Another ice is insane here. Oh, that might have been from the... Yeah, it's from the Daybreak Diviner. You're right. All right. It's 8 power. Go. All right. That's great. All right, make some more birds, activate this, make some more birds. Activate this, make some more birds. All right, crunch for 12. Nice Twilight Eclipse, that card's pretty unbeatable. Oh no, you killed one of my birds. I don't know how I can win the game anymore. Oh, another hailstorm. Oh, is that one gonna be good? That's like D+. Solidly D+. Strangle seems kind of medium minus. Massacre actually seems really bad, right? From the S, I'd rather have the cheap spot removal, probably. Steel Intel seems fine. Cockatwice is clunky. These games often come down to top decking matches, I feel like. Or at least on my opponent's side of the table, like, they don't generate a ton of card advantage like we do. Hand doesn't have any blood in it, but it's got 2 guidances and a Fate Weave off of this, so that sounds good. Perfect. I'm just going to guarantee our resource for next turn so we get an idea of sequencing. Going on, Mado? Start with this. Get a non-resource. Can I do this for non-resource again here? I don't know, I genuinely didn't have enough cards to bring in, Bob. Like, I had, like, massacres and stuff to cut, and I didn't really have anything worth bringing in. They have multiple Archons here, we're gonna be in trouble. Gonna do this and save us the hit for 5 here, I think. I agree there's probably not going to be a ton in their bin that we're interested in, so I'm just going to pick up their Blood's Favor here. Although I guess 3 of these isn't very good either. Lose. Concede the match and move on to the next one. It's the... You be realistic. You move on to the next match. Alright. Our Twilight Eclipse is a little stronger than ours. Hopefully we can add more constants to the table than they do here. So they're doing 5 a turn and we're doing 2 currently. Scary. I'd love to hit an ice this turn or a guidance. Guidance into ice would be insane. You're a wizard, Harry. God, I'm so good at Hex. Did anyone ever ask me what it's like to be so good at Hex? That's why I'm exalted, because I'm just that good at Hex, right? Just a true skill game my opponent and I play here. Oh, now they have 2 Decree of Banishing. This is actually really good. It's actually really good. Actually need to draw 2, lose 2 here, which is kind of scary. The Fate Weave is very good. Non-resource on top of my deck. Take the Guidance out of your bin. Makes the squawk for me next turn. We could die here, right? I think we're going to 3 or so. Going to 4, okay. Are we dead? I'm only getting 4 on the backswing. I could hit, okay, now... I could hit Blinding Ire. I have a Blinding Ire that could get rid of their Twilight Eclipse here. Thanks. Thanks, I just need y'all to believe, okay? Rats! Alright, onward, upward, backward, forward, on to the 3rd game here. We got a little bit under us on the play. We steal a Tulsi real bad. Hey, Cockatwice? Sure. Really easy redraw here. It seems fine. But, so, I was thinking I didn't want Withering Gaze for the control decks, really, but this deck might very realistically want Withering Gaze for these constant smears, and, like, it's, like, fine. It's, like, it's not great against the control decks, but it's, like, playable. And, like, the fact that it's good in these constant space smears means that it's worth playing, I think is what it could come down to. Furrico, yeah, that's fair. That's super fair. Ding, ding, ding. I was thinking would love some Fate Weave. into my cock here. Right. Been your two least favorites. Yeah, I think Goot does gain health faster than we do on average, so like I don't know that Scales is particularly good in this deck. Maybe it's good Goot board tech. We are going to get our banner online with Xentoth Malice here, which is pretty huge. Yep, all my Hex decks are posted. There's a link down below that says Hex decks. Just click on that one and you'll find them in there. That's unfortunate. They get to... God, they generated it off their thing again? That's really lucky. And by that I mean I am luckier. Far, far luckier. Have some eggs in your deck. Confirmed. Far luckier. There's only 4 one-cost constants that can make? That can't be right. There's Nightfall, there's the Shackles. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. It's way lower than that. There are a bunch of one-cost things. There's Circle of Thorn, Shackles, yeah. Yeah, it's not... When you said 25%, I was like, that's obnoxiously high. That's way too high. It's not, like, completely unreasonable for it to happen, but, like, oh, baby. We're doing it, chat fam. We're doing it! Get in here, Squawks. Squawk, squawk, squawk it up, yeah! Squawk, squawk, squawk it up, yeah! Squawk, squawk, squawk it up, yeah! Sure. Killed my bird. Fuck. Ding. Let's activate this. Put a resource on top of my deck here, so we have a nice even 9 for next turn. Attack with all of these. Then we get to sacrifice. We get to sacrifice this to gain 2 life and draw a card. We get to sacrifice this to gain 2 life and draw a card. I get to go ahead and play this Diamond Dice out here and Fate Weave, putting a non-resource on top of my deck, trigger these Hailstorms. And this deck having 3 different engines, like it has the Twilight Eclipse engine, it has the Malice engine, it has the Hailstorm engine, like the fact that this deck can get so much going in so many different ways really makes it pretty powerful. Now we just like pay 3 to summon a Dreadling and Fate Weave. Or is that lethal? It's exactly lethal. They are brutal, flesh-eating hawks. Alright, let's put some Withering Gazes on the board. The Steel Intels are medium minus. And Withering Gaze is, like, okay against the control decks, so I'm gonna split these with Primordial Cockatwice 3/3, I think. So we have extra cards for the Constance Mirrors. This hand needs another blood, but between the Fate Weaves and we've got a Strangle and like this Hailstorm gets to kind of do stuff, so I think this is fine. This deck isn't good, is it? I feel like this deck might secretly be great. Anyone else feeling that way the more we play it? Come on, blood. Blood, 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 blood. Ding. We're gonna save these Fate Weaves and this Guidance for post-Hailstorm here. Maybe, Rolf. I really like, people in Hex love playing greedy mid-range decks. So I would like to be able to play something that just, like, dumpsters greedy mid-range. Honestly, Scouring Light's another reason to jam a bunch of Withering Gaze on the board, right? Because you can, like, spot check for that. It's adorable. What if I were to make an army of Squadron Hawks? Alright, first one, batter up. Next one, batter up. I mean, I think we're probably pretty good against Darkheart, right? Like, we've got a bunch of removal in our deck. We've got Decree of Banishings and Herofalls. Strangle that now. Like, I just put this Twilight Eclipse down and they just can't win the game anymore. That's what it feels like. It feels like I'm gonna play this Twilight Eclipse and my opponent's just gonna, like, concede. I'm gonna hold these back just in case they have something with speed that I want to block. Just be a little conservative. Like some kind of alpha predator. Yes, bring on the Kagalichu. That's rude. I think I want to just keep the Blood's favor here, right? Just draw a couple extra cards. Put a non-resource on top here. Yeah, I guess I should just start pressuring at this point, right? Maybe I should have pressured them last turn, too. The Twilight Eclipse, I'm gaining life, so... I guess I thought I was going to have more cards in my hand, so I could be more conservative, but, like, being down on resources down, like, not having more ways to make squawks, I feel like I need to just try and kill them here. Correct. Yeah, exactly. Like, I always felt like I just had, like, a bunch of really miserable cards in my deck, and, like, this deck is, like, all reasonable Hex cards, right? You, like, never have to draw, what's it called? You never have to draw a copy of, I'm blanking on it, but, Nightfall in your deck. You're like, you're not top decking for the turn, you're like, that's a one cost constant. I'm not playing a resource here because my opponent's shown they have Primordial Cockatwice in their deck, which means I want to hold a couple extra bad cards here in case they do exactly that. Sure. And then we get to do this. Pay 3, make another one. Here's my squawks. Good Sabertooth. Like, that's all I'm doing? Massacre's probably okay in this matchup, right? Oh, Dayrider in the reserves is kind of interesting. That protects against Scouring Light, right? So, like, post-board, people are going to trim removal against us a lot of the time, right? And like Day Rider's a card that can protect against. I don't hate Day Rider. We might want to try some of those. We might want to try some of those. Leave a couple massacres. I don't 100% know what our opponent's doing. They're not exactly the Blood Ruby list that we played yesterday, so I don't want to assume that they're doing one thing and then get got by another. Less is more. Yeah, this hand's great. And again, this deck just gets to be super consistent because it's got 8 ice and 4 guidance in it. And I'm just going to go ahead and guidance. Oh, you know, I think I actually sequenced it correctly here. So yeah, so I should have, didn't get punished. So let me explain what I mean by I sequenced it correctly. I should have played Diamond on 1, because if I missed a resource this turn, I needed a guidance for a resource. And if I would have guidance into a slow shard, I had to play my non-slow shard to play the guidance, and then I wouldn't be able to play a 3-drop this next coming turn if I would have. Embedding these two. Yeah, I'll keep this, because it's good with Twilight Eclipse, I guess. Alright, so I'm doing this. I'm just going to play the Hailstorm out here. I'm just going to play the Hailstorm, and then if they make us discard again next turn, we can just go Shard Twilight Eclipse guaranteed next turn. Maybe I'm supposed to draw 2 to, like, pad from that, but just, like, getting my crap onto the board seems more reasonable. Indixum! Lost Discard access for a few hours yesterday. Didn't know what to do with myself. The 9-month resubscription. Our Twitch baby is born today. Welcome back. Welcome back. I appreciate your continued support and being a part of our community. 3/4 of a year. It's a long time. Long enough for a baby to gestate. A little Pichu pop out of the egg. I wonder if Pichus take 9 months to be born. Wow, just no plays. And again, I feel like... yep, go. I feel like a lot of decks in the format right now probably don't, especially these blood-based decks, don't have room to cut all their removal against us. That is certainly something. You're not going to have more life than me, right? And take 6, I gain 6. And that's adorable, I guess. Oh, look at this. I punted here. I played my resource before using my Blood's Favor, and I hit an ice, so I could have made a Squadron Hawk here. Hail Hawk. Could have made a Squawkaroo. Vampire Queen here is going to be kind of nasty. Vampire Queen's actually going to let them activate this, right? Yep. And I punted, right? So, like, if I would be at 23 and they would be at 23. Yeah, wow. So if I would have had a Hawk here, oh no, they still would have been able to activate it. Daybreak and Nightfall gain them, make me lose a life each turn, and them gain a life each turn. And I'd have another Hawk here now. So, yep. And I wouldn't have drawn a resource here, right? So let's get rid of your Vamp Queens. Let's play this and put a non-resource on top of my deck. Let's play this and get rid of one of your things. Attack you for 1. So I'd be +4 life right now if I would have done that. So yeah, it's kind of a big deal. Yep, if they have removal here, they get to kill my Twilight Eclipse again. Yeah, I punted this game bad. I punted this game bad. Alright, well, I'm glad. Ooh, they milled our Malice, too. Yep. We're very dead. Good technology from the opponent. Was able to capitalize on the mistake that I made there. I want Withering Gaze. I'm gonna bring in a couple of those. No, I don't think so. They don't have that many troops. This end seems fine. No, the core of the deck is pretty much the same ace. I went up to more. I added more ice to the deck. There are 3 Blinding Ires in our reserves, and I've got 2 of them in my deck right now. Blinding Ire is just like a cheaper Decree of Banishing against a lot of his threats. Maybe I'm supposed to gaze on one to gaze their gaze. Yo, dog. And now this is gonna miss, because that's how my life goes. Punished for missequencing. I wouldn't even call the Rectory combo cute. I think the Rectory combo is genuinely good. Your hero, and again, like, they have Herofall in their deck against me. Like, all right, more power to you, I suppose. Well, I was gonna play Guidance this turn, but now I've got a Hailstorm. Not gonna be greedy, I'm just gonna hit my resource drop. Hopefully we hit another ice next turn so I go Hailstorm, make 2 Hawks. So their hand right now is Herofall, Vampire Queen. And then 1 card we don't know. Get this, crack them here. And like, Rectory is a good draw, Malice is a good draw, Twilight Eclipse is a good draw. Oh no, a Charging Badger. Sure, let's race. Brick down a resource, which is great for us. They have a Herofall in their hand. I'm gonna leave these Hawks back. I think I'd rather just block these. And this is where, like, Hailstorm's a little awkward, right? Like, we don't have Malice. Generated that from that. That's funny. I'm gonna double here. This is really awkward. We're actually gonna lose this game, aren't we? Just clunked up a little bit. Didn't have any of our Fate Weave stuff to smooth it out. And if we had Fate Weave stuff, these Hailstorms would just, like, punch the clock and slaughter them. They have another troop here. We're pretty dead. Dealer's Choice. And so long, Twilight Eclipse. Alright. Super dead to a vampire shard for the Vampire Queen next turn. Hopefully we hit nice here. Or a guidance. It's a slow shard, but it's not the one we wanted. So gotta fade a. Want them to draw like a piece of removal or another piece of discard. Cockatwice or something. That's a slow shard. All right, that gives us a turn. Gives us a couple of hits here. Almost certainly never beats a Scouring Light. Almost assuredly, right? Maybe. Maybe. They have a Herofall. They didn't Herofall us at end step. Okay. Hopefully we hit an ice next turn. Hello, children. So we just trade and jump if they ship with everything. No attacks with anything. Well, that's insane for us. This might be greedy. There's another resource on top of our deck, so hopefully it's an ice. Okay, love you. Put a non-resource on top of my deck here. 2 more life, draw another card. Alright, let's Decree of Banishing. Can we live through a turn? If they have another queen here, we could be in trouble. Maybe. Like pseudo stabilized. Hopefully they don't draw Lasgar's Vengeance. Sabertooth is decent. Kinda, I guess. I mean, like, have we been in a position in any of these games where we want to pay life to put spider eggs in our opponent's deck? Yeah, I'm not sure they can win from this point either. We'll see. They have to ship here, right? Yeah, so... Block, block, block. I could just take 5 and double one of these. It doesn't seem awful. I'm gonna have to gain some life next turn anyways. I think this is fine. Oh, and I can just Decree of Banishing this, right? Oh, I should have let the queen through, right? Because this deals extra damage. Yeah, I shouldn't have taken the 7. That was wrong. Oh, well, that's a great draw. Huh. I'll start by attacking them for 1. Yeah, I should have killed the Sabertooth. I was thinking they had the same power, but that was wrong. I was thinking Sabertooth deals 5, but it's got these banners on it. Sack this and see what we get. Another Rectory. Alright, well, let's play this. Well, let's do this. Put a non-resource on top of my deck, get a bunch of birds, and then place Decree of Banishing, and take this out and pass the turn. Ten out of 10 should have killed the Sabertooth because I was just Decree of Banishing whatever they did afterwards anyways. I don't think we're going to get punished here, but we'll see. They could have something that I'm not thinking about. Alright, so... optimal ways to kill them and net stay alive here. I think I just want to gain as much life as possible, right? So I'm going to start by doing this. Put a resource on top of my deck, make a bunch of hawks. I'm going to leave these other 2 back for now, just be conservative. These hailstorms good? Does anyone know if these hailstorms are good? I feel like the jury might still be out, but the hailstorms might be good. What are they? They need what's it called here, right? What's his name? Eternal Seeker? Oh no, they killed all my birds. How am I ever gonna replace those? I feel like I'm gonna have trouble replacing those. So I'm just gonna hold my leftovers at this point. It's a 12-10. Okay, so they drew some expensive cards. No, I skipped the champ power on purpose. Again, just like... Unless I'm having to discard, I don't really want to use extra cards here. I want to, like, save these resources, basically. Hey, look, these are my free birds. They go squawk. Oh, no! I have to discard 2 cards. How can I ever win the game? We named this deck Freebird. Man, when this deck gets going, the world is our oyster. Lethal squawks here. That's... They could have, like, Massacre into Vamp Queen here. Oh, they have 14, so they drew 2 7-drops here, so they have Cockatwice and Primordial Sabertooth. Get us climbing on up. Of course, Dovahkiin's at the top. Get this. Look at this. We passed some scrub here. Matt Bimonte. I don't know who that is, but the name sounds like a scrub. Oh. Do you want to play more? Do you want to play more with this? It's per Mountains Bay Monte. I think we'll play one more with this, then we'll wrap it up. We'll call it a day. Hey, stop hitting each other. Violent little monsters. Who's a violent little monster? Let's play one more with the Malice Eclipse. Eclipse of the Malice. Pumpkin. Thank you for putting a pumpkin in my face. You're very loud. You're very loud. Fieria is another giant... Are they... They're just another CCG, right? They're like another game that wants me to, like, open my wallet and spew forth hundreds of dollars and never be able to get back out of it. Like, I'm sure their gameplay's probably fine. A lot of these card games have interesting gameplay. But, like, I don't really want... Do we want some amount of Frostlock for the Goot matchup? That's not a bad idea, actually. Just a non-zero amount of Frostlock. You two stop attacking each other on top of me. I do plan to play some more Epic Tar. They're actually updating their digital version today, so I might do some more Epic tomorrow after we get done hexing. And I've actually been playing a lot of Epic. I just haven't played it on stream. Epic's really convenient because I can play it on my phone. Huh. What do I want to do here? I feel like I should Fate Weave for a resource now before they start milling me. I mean, Goot can never beat Scouring Light, right? We probably don't have enough pressure to pressure a build deck accordingly. Guys, you're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Get another blood here. I guess I should technically get a second diamond, right? Because, like, we have one from the ashes in our deck. So next turn we're Hailstorm, the following turn we'll Hailstorm Guidance. We do have our aggro Hailstorm draw here, to be fair. That's actually really terrifying. Huh. That's really terrifying. Did you see the game where we just had like 40? Did you see the game where we just had like 40 permanents in play? Hex isn't on mobile because you don't want to play Hex on a 5-inch screen. It's far too complicated. All of the other card games that are on mobile seem like they sacrifice strategy and gameplay for... I'll bury 5 cards off my deck, sure. Man, we are super dead, huh? It's not even performance-based. It's definitely performance-based is almost certainly the reason why it's not on tablets yet, but the mobile version has nothing to do with performance. The mobile version definitely has more to do with the fact that, like, you don't want to play this game on mobile. Like, even a board this big would get obnoxious on mobile. Oh no! More spider eggs. No, mobile means cell phone, yeah. I mean... Oh, I forgot to do this last turn, didn't I? That's actually a pretty big deal because I have this Malice in my hand. Was a good draw. Yeah, I think we are going to start Fate Weaving resources at this point. I concur. You want something to drink? Where's the cup? You had a cup down here. Find the cup if you want something to drink. How are we dead? Not that I'm bored. We're dead to a couple different things, but we're not that I'm bored. No, no, you're not. Here, do you want your pants on? You want some pants? Do you want pants or no? There you go. There you go. I know you want your pants on. Oh, this was a mistake. I could draw a Fate Weaving resource here. We draw an egg here. Yeah! Oh, God. Oh, God. We could have won this game. We could have won this game. We could have won this game. We'd have had lethal on board right now. We'd have lethal on board right now. Oh, no. We'd have lethal through one reason of removal. What a tilt. What a tilt. Punished. Gosh. Oh, I clicked through it. Dang it. I have a Declan is biting my feet. I could have sacrificed that to draw a card. Yep. Yeah, so if I would have, we had lethal through removal spell too. Yeah, so we would have won that game. That makes me feel better, not losing to, the deck was capable of beating the crappy mill deck. I was not capable of beating the crappy mill deck, but my deck was. They even want these Blinding Ires? Like, this is good against, I don't think Misery is what we want to be doing. I don't want to be fighting the spiders. I want to be killing the things that make the spiders. Blood's Favor seems a little mediocre. I'm gonna do this. Let's bring in some sweepers. Weepers and some more spot removal. I don't think we want Cockatwice. They're a deck that plays to the board. You don't want Cockatwice in matches where they're playing to the board. You don't want to spend your 3 resources on turn 3 to be impacting their hand. You need to be answering the things that play to the board. No, we don't want Misery. You want to kill the things that are making the spiders. The actual spiders themselves are largely irrelevant. I want to actually kill things like the Tribunal Magistrates and the 1/4s. It's not how you only bring this card in against like Furiko and decks where like they permanently have a bunch of things on the board that you care about. Like if they don't have a Tribunal Magistrate out, they're not actually making that many spiders. I mean, if our goal is to take specific cards out of their hand, we would want Withering Gaze, not Cockatwice. Cockatwice is for when you're trying to generate card advantage. But again, we wouldn't have lost that game at all if I had a brain in my head. We have a non-resource at the top here. So I'm going to wait a turn on that. I'm just going to play this for blood. Declan Scott! Stop it. Violent little child. This is good. Get to play Malice here on 2. They kept a 2 resource hand and missed. Feels bad. Twilight Eclipse. Misery's just till end of turn, right? This turn, yeah. Misery is not permanent. If Misery was permanent, it would be in our deck right now, but it's not. Would 10 out of 10 have Misery in my deck if its effect was permanent? I'm pretty sure their deck can't win anymore after we kill this card. They only have 2 of those? That seems like it was the only card I cared about last game. Where's your cup, dude? It could be a Locket deck, you're not wrong. Yep. Sorry, I was muted. Part of being Exalted Char, the Exalted player gets to pick a gift to give to the community, and a couple of the gift options that Hex offered us to pick from were troll options. This is announced by posting the Broads Diggler sleeve art. That seems fine. Needs one of our payoff cards, but it's got a few meaningful pieces of interaction here. We've got a bunch of Fate Weave to kind of smooth things over. This is going to be our last game of the afternoon, folks. Thank you, everyone. We've been streaming for a little over 4.5 hours today. We started off with some Magic, spewed a bunch of money playing their online client this morning, and now we're hanging out playing some Hex Shards of Fate. Perfect. Play this for our first diamond. Assault could have fueled all of our power plants. Really well, Batman. Honestly, I'm not sure if it's a stretch to say this, but I feel like if, this buries the top card of my deck on their turn, right? Yes, my Fate Weave is just useless unless I stack it. So I'm gonna put a resource on top of my deck so they bury a random resource off my deck here. This, like, sucks, but it doesn't. Honestly, like, the Guidance might be the best card in my hand, just like I don't have a payoff right now. I can use their Cult of the Nameless City to continue thinning resources out of my deck. If we don't draw anything worth casting, if they take our Guidance, I can just go ahead and activate the Zorath Rectory and Fate Weave another resource to the top. Yep. Alright, time for the slow burn. Put a resource on top of my deck, because it's just going to get milled by their Cult of the Nameless City. I love you, tiny monster. That's a pretty good one. So let's go ahead and play this out. I'm going to play this now. They could have a Verdict of the Ancient Kings, but they haven't shown us that yet. They showed us Deny earlier. Sweet. That means starting next turn, I can start using this to generate a thing and Fate Weave a non-resource to the top and then draw it immediately with this. We're going to have to activate our Champion Power next turn as well to start getting extra value with this every single turn without spending resources, which is good. Let's see if they have something worth killing here. They know we have both of these. Man, that's a lot of resources. Alright, well, we're going to get rid of that. Let's just prevent us from drawing a card this turn by sacrificing the Zorath Rectory Spider, but that's not too big of a deal. Go ahead and do this, and then activate this. And then I'll activate the Zorath Rectory here and Fate Weave a resource to the top of my deck, so that way it gets milled over by their Cult of the Nameless City. So there's 3, 8, 9, 10 resources out of our deck at this point. Playtime. Yeah, I think I'm going to bury half my deck. Rather than give up my Malice at this point. Because, like, if I give up the Malice, they're going to, like, they can draw a card at this point. This is going to let them draw 3 cards, too. It's a tough squeeze. We might actually not be fast enough to kill them at this point, right? I mean, like an Eclipse like now. Alrighty. We've resourced the top of our deck here post-combat. That gets milled over. Maybe if we play this down next turn, we'll be able to erase them. Drawing this now is actually kind of a liability, because if they draw Withering Gaze, they can take it away from us. I'm not playing the mill deck. The mill deck is a good reason to remember why playing random control decks is often bad in games like Hex, though. They have Deny up now, too. You know I have this Strangle. You know I have this Strangle. Alright. Go ahead. Dead in 3 to our Constants. They just, like, had Deny and knew that they wanted to deny whatever I did, basically, is what it came down to. Alright, go ahead. I should have played my resource. That was a punt. Hey! Magistrate does pump our adrenaline, you're not wrong. That's a thing, okay. The hit on this spider is actually going to be really important because it means that my opponent dies to my Twilight Eclipse next turn. Ah, the classic wild infusion device. Dream Call coming in the clutch. I'm just gonna attack with these two. If they take the hit from the spiderling, they should be dead. Yeah, if they take the hit from the spiderling, they should be dead. Yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah, I guess I'll just pass. God, you are loud. Alright, that's all I got, opponent. Do you have a way to answer this Twilight Eclipse? Do you have a way to answer this Twilight Eclipse, opponent? Mail me! Mail me! Let's do the time warp again! Woo woo! Boo doo 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 doo! Boop boop! Boop boop! Boop boop! Just in the nick of time! In the nick of time! Declan in the clutch with the nick of time! With the Twilight Eclipse! With the Twilight Eclipse! Oh, baby! Oh, baby! Victory is ours. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for the afternoon, folks. I really do appreciate it. And most importantly, the most important thing you should take away from today is when I'm signing off here, my ladder rank. Gosh, look at how far down he is. I moved up to 11. Matt moved down to 15, just like sliding all the way down here. Any rate, I do appreciate it. I'll catch y'all around later. I'll be back tomorrow morning with some more Hex Shards of Fate. Stay tuned, folks. I'll catch y'all around later.